Her phone was at 5%. It was late. The subway had stopped running. The rideshare app kept glitching. And her charger was somewhere in the office she had just left. 5%. She stood under a flickering street lamp, debating whether to call someone or save the battery for navigation. Then her phone vibrated. Unknown number. She almost declined it. Instead, she answered. "Hi, this is going to sound strange," the voice said, slightly out of breath. "But I think I have your wallet." She froze. "My what?" "I found it on a cafe table. Your ID is inside." Her heart dropped. She reached into her bag. No wallet. No cards. No cash. "You're sure?" she asked carefully. "Unless there are two people with your exact name and unfortunate luck." She exhaled slowly. "Where are you?" He named a cafe 2 blocks away. Battery, 4%. "I'm coming," she said. The cafe was almost closed when she arrived. Lights dimmed. Chairs stacked. He was sitting near the window, holding her wallet like it might disappear. He stood when he saw her. "You look more relieved than suspicious," he said. "I'm trying to decide which one to be." He handed it to her immediately. Everything was inside. Cards. ID. Even the folded receipt she had kept for no reason. "Thank you," she said sincerely. "No problem. You left in a hurry. You saw me? You were arguing with your laptop." She groaned. "That bad?" "You called it emotionally unstable." She covered her face. Battery, 3%. Her phone buzzed weakly. "No charger?" he asked. She shook her head. He slid his portable charger across the table. "Emergency lifeline." She hesitated. "You don't know me." He smiled slightly. "You trusted me with your wallet." She plugged it in. 1% regained. It felt symbolic. They ended up talking while her phone crawled back to life. About long workdays. About deadlines. About how cities can make you feel both surrounded and alone at the same time. "What would you have done if I hadn't called?" he asked. "Probably canceled all my cards and cried dramatically." He laughed. The cafe lights flickered, signaling closing time. Her phone was at 12% now. Safe enough. She stood. "I owe you." "For what?" "For saving me from financial collapse." He pretended to think. "Coffee. Tomorrow. Same place." She paused. Battery, 11%. Plenty of time to decide. "Fine," she said. "But this time I'm not arguing with my laptop." He grinned. Disappointing. As she walked home, she glanced at her phone. Battery, 10%. It felt ridiculous, but she smiled. Because sometimes, all it takes is 5%. And someone choosing to call you. She almost didn't go the next day. Not because she didn't want to, but because it felt too coincidental. Too convenient. The kind of story people tell about how they met someone, and she wasn't sure she was ready to become one of those stories. Still, at 6:58 p.m., she found herself walking toward the cafe. Her phone battery was at 82%. She checked it twice for no reason. He was already there, sitting by the window exactly as promised. No dramatic wave. Just a small smile when he noticed her reflection in the glass. "You made it," he said. "Battery fully charged," she replied, holding up her phone like proof. "Good. I didn't bring backup power this time." They ordered coffee. Sat across from each other. The conversation flowed more easily now. Without urgency. Without crisis. They talked about the jobs they secretly wanted instead of the ones they had. About cities they would leave if given a reason. About how strange it is that small accidents change entire weeks. "You know," he said casually, "I almost didn't call." She raised an eyebrow. Why? I figured someone else would. Or that you'd come back for it. And? And then I thought, if I lose something important, I'd want someone to try. She looked down at her cup. That's rare. What is? Trying. He didn't answer immediately. Instead, he leaned back slightly. Maybe it's just timing. They stayed longer than planned. Long enough for the cafe staff to start stacking chairs again. When they stepped outside, the evening air was calm. No flickering lights. No panic. Just quiet streets. Her phone buzzed softly in her pocket. Battery, 50%. She didn't check the notification. Not immediately. Walk you home? He asked. You don't even know where I live. True. She smiled. And? And sometimes you find out by walking. She laughed at the familiar line. They walked slowly. No rush. No dying battery. No lost wallet. Just two people who almost didn't cross paths. At her building, she turned to him. So what happens when the battery isn't low? He stepped closer, just slightly. Then we stop waiting for emergencies. Her phone vibrated again. She finally checked it. Battery, 49%. No notifications. She locked the screen and slipped it back into her pocket. For once, she wasn't watching the percentage. And for once, she didn't need a reason to stay.